kept out of the lane. He is crafty, he is smart, and now here's the full court, a little more pressure.
Scars foul his first. You mentioned Clemson's improvement at the end of the year. It's just the second time in the last 29 years they've come to the conference championship tournament, having
Bryce. Poor boys.
John Newman, shot clock at 10. Clyde Trapp. Strong drive met by Funderburk, so he dished to Thomas.
Layup.
Reed, way short. Got up and in. Ticks down to 10. Doesn't matter. Bryce block. Tremendous block by Thomas.
13 shooting start for Clemson. Yep. Got to credit the Syracuse defense for sure. Thomas in tight around Chuku. Finally, it goes down. Terrific. After a cold shooting start to the year, he started the first two. He's been great in conference play. So is Elijah Thomas. 9 seed in the NCAA tournament. Most importantly, you want to be playing well in March, right?
Exactly, yep.
Thomas with a hammer. He's playing well in March. Yeah. He was led by 10. Clemson led by as many as 8.
The ball to Reed. He's hot. Well, Keith Reed.
Thomas shot fake on Chuku and one. Reset floater. Chuku has the offensive board. Second chance. Hughes is going to take it. Hughes tapped out. Play on Clemson.
Athletic, so change of pace.
Dolezaj into the game for Hughes after his third. Reset blocked by Thomas at the rim. Into the hands of Mark. Foul was on Reed, just his first.
The battle's got to take over now for the Qs.
Battle in tight. Goes right at Thomas. Bothered the shot. Forced the
IQ. Make the extra pass. Take pressure off TJ Gibbs. Be that playmaker. Rex got him into action that enabled him to score. And they're missing that from Rex. Hey, the pressure's on. Go out there and take the shot because the shot clock's going to run out. Makes you play faster. Take that shot. And I like that mentality.
Thomas gets the back.
Listen to Thomas work. He's calling for the basketball. Young big men, take note. That's clinical stuff on the.
But isn't that a bit of what Mike Bray was hoping for by having his team practice with a 20-second shot clock, was just to make...
Coach can't help you out there.
Thomas caught Durham off balance and shakes him out of his...
32 here against the Tigers a year ago, knocking down 6 3-pointers. And he's playing at a big-time level.
Tigers work the perimeter, and the Tar Heels are with them every step of the way. A heavy dose of Thomas to start.
Rebounds per game, and you have to be aware of them on both ends of the floor.
Thomas, strength. Reed back into the game with 2 fouls. Oh, they've held the lead even the majority of the time. A lot of threes. He hit 5 of them. He's now up to 19 points.
But 2 back-to-back layups on the first 2 possessions offensively for North Carolina. They're off for a top 5 team.
Overall, Buzz Williams is 3 and 4 against Coach Krzyzewski. He's 3 and 3 against at Virginia Tech. He's 0 and 1 at Marquette.
Thomas in the paint. Off the glass again. As Debbie mentioned, they made a drive on that last offensive sequence for the Panthers. The Tigers trying to add to the lead. It's Thomas. Lost to this January against Florida State. They went to the free throw line 46 times and made 38 of them, both season highs. This is the floor, though, in their most recent game a week ago against Georgia Tech. Has to watch Thomas inside. Big. Thomas on the block. Hard to stop.
Shadow of a doubt, right? They're just a little hesitant. They're not as aggressive as they were. They've got to stay aggressive offensively. This is an aggressive play.
They go inside. It's toward North Carolina. Entry to Thomas. Trying to work on Hamilton off the glass, and he calculates the end so far to get to double digits in scoring. That is the 26th time this season he's gotten to double digits. And there's Thomas
overall with this field goal. So what Kyle Bowman hasn't been doing is getting to the rim and affecting the game at that level.
7 boards now for Thomas on the inside. He's got a... Reed flips it inside. One dribble and a basket.
21 minutes as the Noles controlled that game. Good pump fake and shot. Approaching 5 minutes since Clemson scored a point.
Nice.
And the drought is over with the range. Some people around the program will tell you that range that he had improved the driving lane. Have won 7 straight. Trap over Cabangeli. Thomas collects it and scores. It's been a geographical oddity from North Carolina and Duke. It used to be that they said it was 7 miles apart, and then they said 9 for a while. Now they're up to 11. There must be some type of geological.
And they know war is dangerous from beyond the arc, but giving up too much space for him to get to the rim.
Sims gives the high-low for Thomas, who turns over the right shoulder and scores.
You tell me, do you see a hangover right now from Louisville? Is that it, or do you give Clemson's defense the credit?
Based on the practice I watched yesterday, it was very spirited for Louisville, and they didn't, other than to say, hey, that's behind us.
Expect a tremendous amount of pressure defensively from this lineup, maybe 94 feet, but right now, much more so than these possessions.
Reed just needed a slight opening. He misses. Thomas does not. And the
minutes.
Mitchell powers his way up the floor. And Thomas, as he has time and time again.
Basketball game, or at least cut the lead to 1 with the basketball.
You get down to a 1-possession scenario as we are right now.
After he went in 2011 as well, and looking to make it back-to-back trips this year for the school for the first time since the 09-10 seasons. And they go inside and started off.
Had a lot of air.
Yeah, tough.
A 5-7 delivery.
Tough to make that quick call. And Thomas.
That space, and with a quick release, he can find success.
Mitchell.
We can agree, like Joe's saying, is a tournament team right now.
Joe Lunardi has him in a number 10 seed.
And create some space.
Thomas frees himself from Izun. Thomas rumbles down the lane and sends it with nice touch. Lawrence goes by M. Provides a spark defensively. Thomas draws 3 defenders. Nobody's able to.
The reasoning why is this a different defensive philosophy.
Mitchell picked up the loose ball. Marquise Reed no look to Thomas with the left hand. And he gets the Tigers on the board.
The record's so high, I don't think that will ever get caught.
Here's one of the best guards in Clemson basketball history, Marquise Reed, who had only 5 points in the first half, all from the free.
Does not pick up that 3rd foul and is able to stay on the floor, especially with Amir Sims on the bench. And this is the benefit. When you get the ball in the ACC in scoring, and I know he does not want for his senior year to end up the way that it started, and he and Shelton Mitchell both will be trying to make sure that changes for the Tigers.
Clemson, a Sweet 16 team a season ago. Elijah Thomas knocks down the long 2.
Experience, and that's really been the biggest issue for Wake Forest all season long.
Shelton Mitchell hit 4 threes against Pitt last time out to snap out of a shooting slump. Thomas in a low post.
Well, which is why he shows so much promise. But at the end of the day, I think a little more maturity in his game would help him moving forward.
Basket.
Of course not, but he actually got out there and knocked down more threes than a number of very good shooters. And he held that against us, too.
And Elijah Thomas holding it 0 for 9. Thomas skips one. Good ball movement by Clemson. Thomas was wide open. Now Reed finds him. Thomas down low. Too easy.
Continuing to give Clemson multiple opportunities on the offensive end of the floor.
Spin cycle. Thomas.
NC State, a top 25 team, only scored 25 points in 40 minutes yesterday. So you can't always, have your team making shots, but the effort, that's all you could ask for. Danny Manning has gotten it from his
team. Do you want?
What numbers does he have? What numbers are you saying? Because his numbers are not better than Peyton Manning's. His numbers are not better than Drew Brees.
I mean, he's right up there. Joe Montana's
number. About Jalen Horde, and you look at when they have players that are going to be good ACC players.
Here's Amir Sims on the block. It rolls off. And Elijah Thomas follows with the stick.
Can't get it to go from close range.
Reed to Thomas.
And the rebound for Elijah Thomas. Those shots that we just saw is what Brad Brownell does not want. He wants a good possession.
A good pass here and a finish for
others. He has a hard time with it.
Dorn. Nice pass underneath and a block by Elijah Thomas against DJ Funderburk. John Newman III is in for the Tigers. Thomas to the hoop with the right, puts it in. Shot clock down to 10. Not much going on in this possession. Thomas, good hands, goes back to the left and able to finish.
Big basket.
Does Clemson have an answer on this possession? Shot clock at 5.
You don't want him to have the ball out there.
Thomas barreling to the hoop. Got it, and the foul. And the foul was a similar style that Rick Pitino, almost like a derivative of his teams.
It's exactly, it's a carbon copy, Justin. It's exactly like they want to play.
Thomas able to use that body,
but he's played well inside as well. Let's see if they get him the ball again. He's in the high post now.
Sims. Here's Thomas, top of the key. Thomas puts it up and in. Last time Clemson led, it was 16-15. A 3 by Sims, no. Thomas, the offensive rebound, and the lead. Thomas backing down, gets the roll and the foul.
25% from 3 in ACC play. 3 for 6 so far, but they're giving up the easy. Mitchell calls his own number off the mark. Offensive tip and the stick back by Elijah to LSU. There's Thomas again, feeling it. Off the window this time. Tigers have the ball, road purple uniforms to start the second half.
That was nice. That
right
was
off
real,
the bat, they go inside. 5 on the shot clock. Thomas blocked by Cabangeli. They get
active, they communicate, they're long.
Nice sweeping hook the whole show there for Clemson. Scar hit a couple of threes. White gave him some nice minutes, but silence elsewhere. But
I would expect them to go inside.
And they do. Big fella trying to get it off. Left hand back off. 8-7 to shoot. Sims has been hot. Now they go underneath. Thomas got behind the D and laid it in.
Big moments in this league in the past.
They work the clock down to 6. Mitchell zips the pass front. Thomas sidesteps, lays it home. Sims. Good start for the Tigers. We'll see if they can convert at the offensive end. Thomas with a quick spin move goes in. Oh, look at the big. Mitchell. Reed from the wing. Nice stick back.
Scored 6 points in 3 minutes of action. That's going to be a huge lift for them.
12th made 3 of the season for Howard. Syracuse shooting 56% so far in the first half. Clemson down around 27%. Thomas, power dribbled it.
North Carolina State too, although losing to North Carolina last night.
ACC with 6 teams in the top 15 in the country. That's the first time that's ever happened in conference history.
See, that's a situation Brissett should have taken Thomas off the dribble.
There is Thomas. 11-point lead for the Orange. Thomas helped Caleb.
29 dunks already this year. Season's just basically starting.
Reed gives it up, leaning in. Not often a team's going to play the #1 team in basketball and then in football within.
Valuable contributor on the Duke team. There he is right there with a deflection.
Jumped in the passing lane, but taking it right back is Elijah Thomas. He'll go to the goal with a floater. Hit from the corner. Mitchell
nice
underneath
pass
to Thomas. And he finished.
But think about that. That's why that job at UCLA, you have to have a guy that really can captivate the people big time.
Here comes Marquise Reed. Cruise in for
Mitchell, wicked crossover. Can't finish it off. There's Thomas under. Newman thought about the shot. Now Thomas. Difficult shot, high degree. Rejected from Thomas. He'll run an odd man break, threading the pass.
Point defense, and their rebounding has not been very good. Two staples of a Frank Martin team normally. Eli Thomas back in the game. Remember, he was saddled with those 2 fouls early, so we didn't see this premier post matchup. We get it there, though, and he just took... Thomas posting up on Silva. Sims feeds him. Here we go, mano a mano. Thomas banging bodies with Silva, wheeling, dealing, and gets the...
Another start. Thomas working inside to the bucket and one.
Off the three pretty well so far. The Bucks only with 3 attempts. They like to shoot nearly 30 threes a game.
Boy, we've seen a lot of that by Elijah Thomas. And Elijah Thomas took it away from Bowser. The jump to Division I along with schools like Campbell and Radford, and eventually that's why that was the nucleus to start the Big South Conference. That felt Sims, a double team with the sideline to help out defensively, finds Skara somehow. Thomas.
Great job by Dave.
Skara breaking pressure. Tigers doing a good job, and then Thomas went in half. Can't get that one to fall. Battle for the rebound. Thomas, not only grabbed it with the hustle.
With an ankle injury, but he is back. He injured it in the Arizona State game. He's been back a couple of games, and they need some of that from him. Feed inside, shot contested.
Running backs have won it 5. So in the last 21, so it's going to be a quarterback, obviously, this year. And Clemson has 0.
Nice move inside. Here at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Deep post position.
Beautiful offense.
Yes.
Nice pass.
Toss inside. Thomas and one. Inside. There's Thomas again, and there's that deep. That's right.
But you combine that with their offense. What do you think? You saw Kansas.
I've seen Kansas. I saw them. They had to go to overtime to beat a very game. Inside Thomas. Shot contested. Offensive rebound. And he puts it in.